Good morning, everyone. I forgot how these open. Is that better? Is this? I like this. I think it's nice and fun. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the program. I'm here today not only in underwear, but in a robe, which is fun because it was gifted to me by the wonderful SM, who I believe is in the chat. It's SM, not SNM. That's something entirely different, although that sometimes involves a robe too. Let's get a quick look at this. This is a Golden Girls robe. It's delightful. It's got all the girls. It's one picture spread across. This, I can't remember her name, a young actress, but more importantly, Rue McClanahan. There's B right dead center, as she should be, and I believe Estelle. Nope. What? Why do we have two of her faces? Well, that's kind of creepy. Where is Estelle? Is she on the bottom somewhere? Well, that's weird. Nevertheless, there's two roos. There we go. Right on the cheeks. And speaking of cheeks, these are our Golden Girls underwear that say Squad Goals. And it's got their heads. And they're boxer briefs, just how I like them. And I like the color scheme. So this is all very nice, as I should iron this. Can you iron silk? I'm not quite sure. Nevertheless, SM, thank you. This is so sweet. And SM sent along this note with some other stuff. She sent along some special coffee, which I'll be getting to next week. And also this. RJ, the best cult leader ever. I will again remind you, this is not a cult, although you can buy the Not a Cult shirts at teespring.com/doorstash RJ City. I'm sure you'll make good use of these tokens of my appreciation. Thanks for all the laughs. And then also sent along gum that says, well, it says FUUF and F. And then on the back she wrote, because you're a heel. And it's nice because not only does it say F's, it's sugar-free. So I might be having that in between cups of coffee. But there's people here and I want to talk to them, so let's. Steve said, good morning, RJ and everyone. A big happy 99th birthday to RJ's absolute favorite, Betty White. That's that actress's name. RJ, I need to know, what is the most overrated Billy Joel song? Piano Man, by far. Does not deserve any praise. It's simple. It's a story song, but there's also no story. It sounds like it's going to be beautiful, but if you wrote it out on paper, it's incredibly depressing. It certainly would not work as a poem if you tried to submit it to your English teacher, and I hate it. Leo said, morning all. Can I have a shout out to my good friend Jobby? He bought a rare Pokemon card for 14,000 pounds, which is $8, and his wife left him because of it. Well, it's really hard to shout him out in that sense, but here's to you, Jobby. Enjoy the consequences of your life choices. Positively, he said this is a choice. That's true. Leo said, has anybody bought the RJ City shower curtain, which is also available at teespring.com/doors/RJ City? To my knowledge, no. Last time I checked, it's only been up a week, but people have so far bought the comforter, the fleece blanket, the wall hanging, the poster, all the hats. There's new hats. There's like 3 hats now. And 2 people have messaged me telling me that they're going to buy the shower curtain. So I think it's something that I guess you have to work up the courage to. Interestingly enough, both of them said they wanted to buy it for their romantic partners. One guy was like, I want to buy this for my wife. And just put it up and not say anything, which is the best way to buy, I think, all of my merch. Kiana bought a pillow, and I suggest whenever she brings a man home, you must leave the pillow up, let them see it, and not say anything about it. Clint said, how are you doing? Okay. And wow, okay, it's not just underwear today. Yeah, I feel like I'm going back to my roots. My after dark roots with this robe. Leo says, morning, everyone. Chris says, morning, everyone. Leo said, I noticed Cheryl Hines follows you on Instagram. How did that happen? I don't know, but it's happening, and I follow her, and she's delightful. We comment, so on and so forth. Fun gal, and I look forward to maybe one day having coffee and underwear with her. I think that's the logical course of everyone I meet in my life. Daniel said, make a finishing move based on the Golden Girls. Call it the Ava Blanche. Yeah, or maybe I could have one, like if I had a picture of B. Arthur on my knee pad or something. And instead of B. Arthur, I could call it Knee Arthur. That would be a good one. Daniel said, make a story about an insect trying to pull a sword from a stone and call it King B. Arthur. Not bad, Daniel. Not bad at all. SM with the B. Arthur emojis is all delight. Oh, God, I'm so far back in this chat. Let me get through this as quickly as I can. Daniel said, oh, my God, B. Arthur triplets run. It kind of looks like the Del Rubio triplets. Daniel said, if RJ... Oh, Missy said, good morning, RJ and fellow cult members. It's not a cult. I'll remind you again. Daniel said, if RJ spontaneously busts out and starts singing and then there's mud, I'll do something. Daniel saying, good morning, people. RJ Ramos, also known as the other RJ, is here just saying, what? Okay, Gamer says, well, hi. And I said, well, hi. It's you. Ugh. Val said, I'm trying so hard not to be an asshole. Well, aren't we all? Missy said, are you trying to get Dalton signed to the AWA? It would be nice if you put in a good word for him. I told him to send me a VHS, and I'd be happy to mail it to Vern. But I haven't gotten one in my mailbox yet. Chris said, good morning, gentlemen. Spot Center said, I say good morning to one man. Good morning, RJ. Not a cult. Val said, hey, gentlemen. Daniel said, Castle will show up in NXT. Look, he's not going anywhere until I get a VHS. Sean said, hey, culties. Hey, RJ. Aaron says, morning, lovely people. Erica said, good morning, RJ. Daniel says, hey, Blanche like S&M. That's true. Steak and meat. It's a Southern dish. It was steak with meat garnished on top. Ty said, good morning, everyone. How are you doing, RJ? Thank you, Ty, for asking me how I'm doing. I won't answer, but thank you for asking. Jerry said, such a cute garment. It's a word that people often mispronounce. Spot Center said, what color rock is in an S&M yard? Oh, this is back to the swingers. You put a white rock out. It's just a normal rock, but it has a lot of spikes on it. Clarence said, RJ, how are you doing? I'm wearing my briefs and doing yoga and meditation. That's a fine way to start your Sunday. Clarence. Daniel said, oh, my God, there's a bee on your back and it's going to sting you. I don't mind. Leo said, Dalton will show up on Wrestling Society X on MTV. The X is for extreme. He's actually going to show up on Room Raiders. RJ says, tremendous attire. Chris said, that's a solid robe for sure. Ring said, her name is Kim Cattrall. Aaron said, steam it. I should steam it. Daniel said, no, you permapress it. Silk will get toasted with an iron. Thank you. I'm so glad I throw these. I've learned to throw these things out in the chat because I know someone will say, no, that's very dangerous. Neil said, is SM here? Yes, she is. Diana Elizabeth said, good morning. Good morning to you. SM said, I'm here and I'm delighted. Daniel said, Cattrall set out in the Sex and the City reboot, so apparently they're going to kill off Samantha. I don't see how you don't kill her off. It would be weird if she was alive and not used. That would be harder. Maybe they could all meet at Samantha's funeral the same way in the beginning of the First Wives Club. Stockard Channing kills herself, and that brings the other three together. Pashy said, I agree. Billy Joel has so many other good songs. Why does Piano Man get put on a pedestal? The thing about popular culture, I don't even think it gets put on a pedestal. It's just that it's his most popular song. It's easy to digest and sing drunkenly, and I think that's all you need. Conversely, Neil Diamond has, well, not conversely, along the same lines, Neil Diamond has much better songs than Sweet Caroline, which drones on and on. And he even wrote I'm a Believer, which I think might be a better song than all the songs he sings. Nevertheless, the more people can sing it easily and remember it in terms of popular music, the better. Pop music. Nobody said it was good. Val said Charles definitely brought the comforter. Daniel said sugar-free gum is like chewing on litmus paper that hates its life, which tells me I may enjoy this flavor. Deb Housen said, good morning, friends. Daniel said, did you know that Billy Joel was the frontman for a crappy heavy metal band before going solo? They were called Attila. I didn't, and I'm excited to look it up, though. Refus Wizard says, good morning. Positively E said, good morning. David said, is a comforter just a duvet. I believe so. I believe so. And the fleece blanket is for lying on the couch watching some streams. Neil said, Sabrina, if you're listening, put the credit card down. Clarence said, hi, RJ. I promise to get the briefs that I have. You don't have to get them. Enjoy your meditation, Clarence. Aaron said, I know you've got a lot on the store, but that not a cult design would look great on a fleece blanket. Somebody actually told me the not a cult design would look great on leggings too, which is actually way harder to do, to wrap around the leg and not make it look like shit. But I'll take a look, Aaron, and see what I can do. Jordan said, good morning, Mr. Julia City. I hit the like button and noticed someone thumbs down the video. From this screen, I can't see if there's any thumbs down. I can only see the thumbs up, which are sparse. That person is a heteric, still not a cult. Neil said, Rob's cult tank has shipped, but my shirt hasn't yet. How dare they? Yes, that's the frustrating thing about them, is that sometimes they're shipping from different locations depending on what, and there's really no way to tell, but it will be coming shortly. Think of this as like an appetizer. Spot Center said, I bought the Not a Cult shirt and I have the French press pants in black on the way, hoping for a Wonder Twins moment where they meet at the waist, activate, and then you get a fun feeling in your tummy. So Kari is here, positively. E is using both of you appropriately using the B emoji, so thank you. SM said, funny story, ordered the robe the week before you unceremoniously announced the series finale of After Dark, or City After Dark. Also bought a Dirty Limerick book, but it was the same one that Pansy sent you. That must be a popular book. I still have them, and I will find a use for them, as I found a use for this robe, and I assure you there's more things to come. Ty said, RJ, don't forget to guilt everyone into liking the video. And I believe I've already started doing that because now we're up to 33. Jordan said Dalton only has Betamax. SM said, also, you never answered my DMs. I apologize. Where were they? There's a chance I have not opened them. I'm sorry. Daniel said Betamax, at least not Super 8. I loved Laserdisc, if you want my opinion. I'm a Laserdisc guy. Erica said, I'm going to buy you everything Golden Girls related that my store sells. Would you have a Golden Girls store? Deb Hazen said, my favorite Billy Joel songs are lesser known. You're My Home was my parents' wedding song. Isn't that adorable? Daniel said, Sarah Silverman. Saving Silverman's pretty much one big Neil Diamond tribute movie, and that's why I think it works. Andre is here. Good morning to you. Spot Center said, do you have a favorite Louis Spicoli moment not involving a Death Valley driver? I love that when he was in Mexico, his name was Madonna's boyfriend, and that was his gimmick, and I'm sure a bunch of people bought it. I think it was a great. Leo said, I'm currently reading China's autobiography. You don't think it's perhaps ghostwritten, do you? I hated in those autobiographies where they would misspell names of people they knew and were friends with, and it was easy to verify. Even worse than that, Leo, relative of mine was involved in a printing company, ran a printing company, and would do, I guess, the covers for WWE books, amongst many, many, many other books. But those were popular at the time. They were pumping them out. So he would always get them and send them to me, which was amazing. And one time, it was China's book, and there was an 8x10 that said, to RJ, Glove China, of China. And I thought, wow, that was amazing. And years later, I was digging through stuff. I looked at it, and is this better if I go like this? That's better. Years later, I looked at it. I dug it up. I looked at it again, and China is spelled China, which of course is not how you spell China the wrestler, which immediately told me that someone, likely my relative, just scribbled on it and said, give it to RJ. He won't know the difference. Neil said, did he make coffee yet? I have coffee this morning. I'm feeling all punctual, and he's not even drinking yet. Let's get depressing. Thank you. Oh, my God. It's 15 minutes in. I haven't even touched it. There was so much to talk about with the robe and the There's so much faldera and business going on here. Let's get a nice hearty press in this robe. And on Betty's birthday, let's take time, more importantly, to remember Estelle Getty, Rue McClanahan, and B. Arthur. I believe that's the most important thing. And I'm unfortunately out of bulletproof, which I'm sure will be winging its merry way over to my house at some juncture. So we have a nice black, but this is a tall, oh yeah, I busted out the B. Arthur cup for the trifecta. Isn't that something, huh? Can you see? It's very hard to show off a robe. And now I'm going to put two stevia, or as they say scientifically, stevii, I believe is the plural term. Give that a look-see. And there we are. Chris said, I've probably watched a handful of Sex in the City, couldn't really follow along. Then again, they played at like 1 a.m. after Soul Train reruns, which are awesome. Is this too? I feel like that's a little better. During Soul Train reruns, which are amazing. The best of Soul Train is a Time Life collection for everyone. Oh Lord, I'm behind. Here we go. SM said, I'm so glad. Oh, Nail said, SM, I'm so glad he got your gifts. He looks so pretty. SM said, I DM'd you on Twitter back in October asking your mailing address, had to recruit a high-ranking cult member. Well, thank you. Sometimes they end up in my requests and I don't see them. That's so sweet of you. Thank you for going the extra mile. I'm very, very touched. Blue Meanie said, good morning all and welcome home from Parts Unknown. Now I'm in Parts Known. And it's important to know as many of your parts as possible. Positively, he said Saving Silverman and put a throw-up emoji, and I don't know why. He says it was a good movie. Amanda Peet, Jason Biggs, Steve Zahn. I wonder if Steve Zahn ever met Catherine Hahn. Nails in New York said, who's giving thumbs down and who's in charge of kicking out the cult? Kick them out for the thumbs down. Who knows if so I can recruit them again. Okay, I'll kick them out. They'll have a coming to moment, and they'll come back. Daniel said, the sky is blue, and so is Brian Heffron. Mean morning to you. Erica said, I work at Spencer's, obviously. We have a whole Golden Girl section. Each time I walk past it, I think of you. There's no way, while anyone was doing that show, that they thought it would be a merchandising success. Because it's not a show like, I don't know, the A-Team, while you're like, oh, they're going to have a bunch of toys. At that time, that would be like having a Murphy Brown merchandise line. It would make no sense. Joseph said, RJ, will you come to a movie with my company? Joseph, that sounds incredibly vague. Nail said, oh, I like the bright light. Well, we're in the middle here. The bright light was too bright on my eyes. Exploring the Unknown says, good morning, RJ. Lindsay said, your accent sounds like you're from New York. Aren't you from Canada? I'm from Morgantown, West Virginia, the hometown of Don Knotts. Blue Meanie said, one time at an ECW show in Trenton, New Jersey, Louis Spicoli, well, of course, Louis Spicoli and Beulah McGillicuddy led the locker room in a rendition of Summer Nights from Greece. And I want to know why Paul didn't put that on TV. He obviously, at that juncture, really wasn't crazy about paying for, music rights. So what difference does it make? I think that's amazing. And I say there should be more Grease parodies in wrestling. And Nell said, Betty Shade gives me life. Chris is heartily using the B emoji. Exploring said, my father just bought me a French press and I love it. Pressed smoothly and with purpose. Daniel said, if the Germans had won the war, would they have changed the name to Schnitzel Press Coffee? I believe the French had started pressing pre-World War II. So I believe it was already locked in. I don't think that was up for grabs. Positively, E said, no butter today, and used a Hulk Hogan emoji, which is adorable. Spot Center said, have there ever been a better showcase of stars, 120 minutes, than Saturday nights on ABC with The Love Boat, followed by Fantasy Island? There's a Fantasy Island with David's father and Phil Silvers. That was hilarious and weird and sad. They wanted to do vaudeville again, but it wasn't working or something. I will say the Battle of the Network Stars, I think, is also a great parade of celebrities. Sean said, it's just like when I drink coffee in my RJ hoodie and RJ shirt out of my RJ mug. It's totally the same. Daniel said, my mom and aunt love Grease. I saw way more Travolta and Olivia Newton-John than I wanted to. But you also saw some Stockard Channing and Didi Khan and Eddie, I can't remember his name. Ty said, you've been doing the show for like 3 years. How have you not figured out the lighting yet? Because the lighting outside changes. If you'll look, and as a special treat, in a month-ish, I believe February 11th will be 3 years. And in a couple weeks, coming to my exclusive Key to the City exclusive videos, I did dig up the first ever Coffee and Underwear episode, which was not on YouTube. So it's a doozy. Lindsay said, I accidentally clicked the thumbs down, but then unclicked it. Sorry, I haven't had my coffee either. It was you. Go to timeout and think about what you've done and come back when you're ready to act like an adult, Lindsay. Apple Butter said, Leo, I agree. Great take yet again. I don't know what that's in reference to. Spot Center said, I have the acting range of who they really shares. Glenn said, we're having coffee with our eggnog ice cream, which is almost unseasonable. Almost. Jordan said, hey, I have some records I'd like to send to Mr. Meany. I messaged him for a P.O. box and I haven't heard back. Help the man. Let him get you some records. Leo said 60-second scene of Gary V at David Arquette's birthday party, which is very, very unfortunately likely. 60 seconds. Here we go. Hi. No. Size 14. I don't. I have a lot of shoes, so I don't. Well, I don't really drink wine, but okay. I mean, one bottle a year, maybe. Yeah. Oh, okay. A whole crate. Yeah. Here's my credit card. And you'll just ship it straight. Okay. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It is fun, huh? Yeah. Good. Well, it was nice. Heck of a guy. And scene. That was me meeting Gary V at David Arquette's birthday party. That was basically a preview. Blue Meanie said, Louis Spicolli referred to all the female roster in ECW as his chick click. If you watched his introduction by the ring announcer, he would make 2 C's with his hands as a shout out to them. That sounds adorable. Someone who I probably didn't understand was a good wrestler at the time, because I was too young when that was happening. But I kind of want to go back and look at matches and go, it's not. And then you watch it and enjoy it as a child, and you're like, I have no concept of whether this is good or not. Neil said, sometimes RJ just says words and I just smile and I have no idea what's happening, but I smile anyway. I think that's most of this program. Saving Saint Stan said, I arrived late. Did you mention where you got the silk robe? It was a gift from a wonderful member named SM, as was the underwear. The whole huckleberry here. The whole thing. I do love these underwear. I feel bad. I almost feel bad that I'm wearing the robe with the underwear. Anyway, whatever. Chris said, I never got to see Spicolli on TV, so seeing stuff on the network has been really cool, especially the stuff he do in ECW, that weird Too Sweet thing he do, Schwinger, which I've not seen. Blue Meanie said, the Louie and Beulah rendition of Summer Nights was just a spontaneous thing that just happened, was not recorded, which is a shame. I'm confident saying Louie would have loved RJ City, and that is very sweet. Thank you. I have an odd kingship with most of the ECW people I've run into. Mikey Whipwreck is an avid watcher of the program. Rhino liked to watch. Rhino wanted to do it before everything happened, said we should do it on his boat, which would have been amazing. Coffee and underwear on a boat. Daniel said, Stalker Channing's kind of cute. Seems like the type who damaged my pelvis if things got too wild in bed. You're not man enough for her. Nail said, oh my God, give me the first episode. I need it's coming very soon. Chris said Beulah mentioned it on her podcast interview with Dreamer, actually, which is adorable. Craig said, we do need more light. Damn you, daylight saving. The days are getting, there's going to be more light. Let's all hang in there. Spot Center said, 60-second scene. You talking to Brandon, trying to convince him that his dad is not in a cult. That's just good, clean fun. Okay. Hi, Brandon. Yeah. He's a wonderful supporter of the program. Wonderful member. Very loyal. Yeah, that's good. No, it's just kind of a catchphrase thing. Kind of a joke, an inside joke. We're going to have fleece blankets soon. Yeah, but he's not. I mean, sometimes men of a certain age have a desire for a particular level of belonging. I don't think it's like a friendship. It's like the way you would play softball weekly with one person in their underwear. Look, it's not like he has a big white rock outside on the front lawn, so I don't see what the big deal is. Maybe I should tell him to stop talking to you. I can get him to do what I want. And the scene. That was me trying to convince Brandon that his father is not in a cult. Daniel said, I can see RJ as a human resource. What? The human resources officer who never gets to hire anyone because the boss never shuts up. That company won't laugh. Laughs. Last. Even. Blue Meanie said, oh, my PO box is PO box. I can't believe I'm just reading this out loud. Send your postcards to Blue Meanie, courtesy of PO Box 37284, Philadelphia, PA 19148. That's 37284, Philadelphia, PA 19148. That's so sweet. Lindsay said, how old are you? At 62. Kat said, oh, I didn't notice the robe had the girls too. Sorry, it's so hard. They should have put them a little higher. Who made this? The best one is B. Betty's all over the place. She's here, and then, I got B under my arm and in my heart. Look at that. That's terrifying, right? You're like, oh, these are sweet. These are all normal size, and happy birthday to me. Terrifying. Tom has a 6-second scene. You notice the one down vote, and it deeply affects you, but it tries. I should just replay the first 5 minutes. Okay. And you try to act like it doesn't. Okay. I saw the one thumbs down, pretending it doesn't. But, it's good that we're having fun, and I think the days are getting longer. There's going to be more daylight. When it is darkest, you have to have hope, and you have to have resilience, and you have to have faith in yourself and your work, that people are going to like it no matter what. Because at the end of the day, there will be night, but then at the end of the day, at the end of the night, there will be another day, which is nice. Which is a good thing, whether one person doesn't like it or not, because there are plenty that do, or something, day and night. And another scene is completed. Chris said that would have been amazing. I don't know what that's in reference to. Erica said, have you been wrestling since COVID started, or have you just been killing time until stuff opens back up? I have not. I mean, I haven't wrestled in, I think, since March of last year. I'm certainly not waiting for stuff to open up. Like, I'm not just sitting home going, well, I've done a bunch of other different things. Speaking of, I can formally announce the little documentary, which is really not a documentary because we didn't have anything to document, from the Fight Network, will be on YouTube for everyone to see Thursday, January 28th, which is like 2 weeks away. And there'll be more teaser business released in the coming days. So do stay tuned, and also don't get too excited because it's basically this. Spot Time said, are you excited to get back to working for promoters that have been posting crazy stuff for the past year? Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I like putting my health and safety and professional and creative enjoyment in their hands. Chris said, I saw Rhino live at my local indie in 2019. I feel like a 5-year-old again watching him wrestle. I enjoy him so much. And he's another guy who smells wonderful. Daniel said, way too cold for lingerie softball tournaments right now. Only for the weakest teams. Men of a certain age have a desire to join cults. The less spoken middle-aged crisis. Well, they do in the sense that they buy motorcycles. Neil said, nice callback to the White Rocks. Notice he didn't actually say it's not a cult, though. RJ doesn't lie to children. OSWF with a nice Lime Ricky emoji. And, of course, B. Arthur. Leo said, talking of swinging. Anyone want me to bang the wife? Just throwing it out there. So I'm really into it. And I feel like there is a specific app for what you want. I think there's one called Thrinder. Is that still around? I heard about it years ago. Thrinder. And me and my friend were at a party, and we're like, oh, you heard about this? I was like, oh, my God. Like Tinder, but, for people with white rocks. So we put my picture thinking, well, this will work. And you're just swiping yes on everything just to get the bite back. And we swiped on 2 people that we know. And we were swiping so fast that we swiped before we even realized it was them. And then we're like, oh, my God. And then we entirely deleted it. Positively said, RJ's physical age is different from his mental age. Val said, Nails, gift that please, which could mean anything. Aston said, hearing you read the P.O. box reminds me of that Zoom show. Come on and zoom, zoom. Lindsay said, 62? Hot. Daniel said, you need accompanying hot in Cleveland slacks. Yeah, I need Wendy Malick on my cuffs. Lindsay said, I have to work in 2 minutes. That's good, though. Work will yield good things. Face the day bravely. Spot Center said, how many of us have checked for accidental white rocks in their yard? Better yet, how many are going to place white rocks in people's yards as pranks? That's a good idea. Unless you're into it, you can place it in your own. Don't rock shame. Craig said, hey, Nails, does RJ have a Discord? You could have asked me, Craig, because the answer is no. I mean, I do. Like, I don't use it. I really have a limited concept as to what it is or why it would be fruitful for me or anyone else. Quite frankly, aren't there enough ways to contact people? Val said, my dad was just going to ask me a question. I told him he can ask me in a half hour because I know it'll annoy me or I'll have to think too hard, and this is my time. Good for you, setting boundaries, Val. Unfortunately, he said it for the worst possible thing. But nevertheless, the act is admirable. Chris said, I was referencing going on Rhino's boat. Oh, I see what you're saying. Spot Center said, for you going to work, call. No, don't call it sick. Go. If you're not sick, just go. Neil said, no, Craig, there's a group chat on Twitter, but if people want a cult Discord, I'm sure you could help us. You got to sell me on this thing. I don't have to do anything. Go ahead. Knock yourself. What do I care? Neil said, you have mentioned the documentary in front of me, so therefore I am overly excited and my expectations are off the charts. Sorry. Keep in mind, you still have 2 weeks before it comes out. So maybe actually get really excited about it right now, and then there will be a significant drop-off period. Should be a good idea. Nicholas said, greetings, Cult. Congratulations, RJ, on the new show. I don't know if there's a new show. I wouldn't call it a new show. I don't have a new show. I am working on one, but it'll take a little bit of time. So bear with me. Ty said, yeah, someone make a Discord. Chris said, not a cult. Daniel said, just get a shirt that says hashtag alt. Not quite a cult. But I don't. Maybe people think that means something else. A cult for something else. Nell said, "Yeah, he didn't delete it. I did because I couldn't bear those people that I knew knowing that. I didn't want to explain that we were just joking and whatever. I mean, I can get it again. I certainly have the robes." Leo said, "Where did the RJ City Broad City shirt PWTs go? I wanted to buy that unless it never existed, and I dreamt it. Some of them work just for a certain amount of time, so we clean them out. You missed the boat. I'm sure there's a secondary market somewhere, but there are more good things coming. I didn't know that actually people were still talking about that show. It really seems to be just you at this point." Sean said, "We have the Twitter group DM if anyone wants in." Sean said, also my stream just crashed. I don't know if it's just me. Well, how the hell are you commenting this if it's crashed? I'm still here. Have I crashed? Craig only asked me as we are in another Discord together. Leo said, "What does Rhino smell like?" Kind of like conditioner, like a coconutty conditioner, or like a shea butter type vibe. Michelle, who's handling her new house, said, "I'm a school bus driver. I took a high school wrestling team to their meet. Found out they can wrestle, but not shake hands with their opponents before and after the match. The dumbest COVID rule I have heard yet." That just goes against, it's fascinating when people try to employ restrictions that really don't even mean anything. Like, oh, we have rules. Well, we can all have rules, but they're not actually for the inherent dangers. We should really all be wrestling dummies and seeing how often they could toss a dummy in 30 seconds. That I would watch. Chris said, "There's never enough ways to contact someone if you are the social media honchos." Speaking of, let me ask this. Has anyone heard of Clubhouse? There's this app, and it's like invite only. And then I got an invite to it. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then I'm like, all right, we're here. What do we do? Has anyone heard of this? Or is it one of those things where just like people who publicize things have heard of it? And that's why you're hearing of it. Pantila said, "What's the benefit of a Discord?" That's good. Leo said, "What's a good smell for a man to have?" I love that one. That's not what I was expecting from a man named Rhino, with that conditioner smell. No colognes. They just have a good essence. Spy Center said, "Did you get any of the various COVID vaccines? You're important and should jump every line." I'm way down the list, I assure you, even though I am 62. So maybe I'll get there. Erica said, "We need an RJ City Tumblr page." Sean said, "It's working again." Welcome back, Sean. Nail said, "Panties, RJ could join if he wanted to tell his cult members about things," which is what I'm doing right now. Or it could just be for cult members where we talk about RJ, share content and stuff about him. And, of course, Ethel Merman, whose birthday was yesterday. The more important birthday, if you ask me. She would have been older than 99. So Daniel said, "Every time I see the name, I read it wrong as Pantyless Grandma," which is what I do. And I think to myself, that's right, Granny. You free ball, even though you have no nads. And who's to say? She can identify how she chooses. Aaron said, "A group DM, you say?" Someone add Aaron to the group. Pantyless Grandma said, "Nail, so it's just a version of an online form?" That's what it seems. Missy said, "Aaron, come join us." Aaron, your username is the same on Twitter. Oh, is your username the same on Twitter? I can add you. Val said, "No. Have you heard of Spacey? Looks like MySpace." I got emotional about it, which is weird. I think your MySpace still exists. I can't remember my old email, but years ago I was able to track it down. Nell said, "Basically, you need to be invited so there's no trolls. I think you can watch things live together too, make calls, but that's not something I've done so far." Leo said, "Does anyone think that Darby Allin looks a bit like Barry Manilow?" I'm convinced that Barry Manilow stole my grandmother's haircut. Positively E said, "Essence le Rhino," said in a Hervé Villechaize voice. Daniel said, 62, huh? You'll be an impressive octogenarian Octogenarian, I got it. Chris said, Clubhouse, from what I understand, is more marketed towards the urban market. Not sure if that's appropriate or not. Okay. I was getting invites from fun people, and I thought, well, here we are. It's good to just jump on and get my username, and then I just don't need to worry about it if it takes off. Blue Meanie said, Discord reminds me of the old IRC chats from back in the day. I'm still not quite used to it, though. I'm on rjcity.com/. Speaking of, I have been trying to get rjcity.com. As you know, rjcity is already taken on Twitter, which pisses me off because the person hasn't tweeted in 8 years. And they won't let me get it. I've tried. They won't. It's not a dire circumstance. rjcity.com, however, almost became available within the past week. So I checked every day. Their thing was almost up. And then they're part of some foreign company scam thing that buys all these domains and jacks up the prices, then you can never get them and it's difficult. So whatever. And I don't want an org or a net. As I said, happy birthday to -1, Brody Lee Jr., the happiest of birthdays, who I'm pretty sure I met like backstage at a show years ago. And he probably went, who is that strange looking man? And I'm happy to be merely a blip in your wonderful life. Nell said the group chat is currently laughing at Betty Robe GIF, wishing herself a happy birthday. It's a hoot. Blue Meanie said Hervey Village is shitting in a sink. Lest we forget, one of my great impression bits. I'm going to shit in this sink. The wonderful conversation between Hervey and Andre. RJ H. Dale said, my nemesis in high school had the scent of green apple dish soap. Oh, he probably has really dry hands right now. Val said, I register Val pancakes everywhere so nobody else can get it. Daniel said, Betty White made it to 99 through COVID. She's tougher than Wolverine. Yeah, but she doesn't leave the house. She probably lives in like a little mini indoor village, like a Bass Pro Shop, and has no reason to leave. Positively E said, why don't you get a .ca? Kenny has a .ca. I could get a .ca. I could look at a .ca. But people in the States are very unfamiliar with .ca. In Canada, it seems very easy. .ca connects the first 2 letters of Canada. But in the States, they go, .ca, the hell is wrong with you? Chris said, you think that other RJ City on Twitter would have gotten purged after Twitter was getting rid of non-active accounts? It was a real person. But like it wasn't a bot. However, I can't get it. Although I know there are ways. I just have not figured it out yet. There are people to talk to who are definitely in charge of things. And it bothers me. Spot Center said, I sent you the dummy Rumble on Twitter. The dummy is a co-founder of the company. From watching the match, he was the brains of the operation. Well, I'm excited for this. As we all gear up for Royal Rumble, which is also in 2 weeks. And I will be, of course, digging up my old yearly Royal Rumble tweet that I love so much. And much like yesterday, how I dug up one of my old Everyday is WrestleMania videos. In celebration of WrestleMania, I thought it was apropos. Daniel said, I don't know, man. After seeing Lake Placid, I don't know if I trust her in a Bass Pro Shop. I always think Lake Placid is Anaconda in my head, and I realize different animal. Nail said, Panties has approved Discord. Let us know what everyone else thinks. I'm happy with a group chat or Discord. Be warned, if you make a Discord, you'll be bombarded by me with look at RJ posts. So join at your own risk. Sean said that .ca bit was straight out of Seinfeld. What's the deal with .ca? You have the .com. What about something shorter? What is this .com? Who's .com? Everyone's online. Everyone's getting these social media. Do we need another way to contact someone? Chris said, I'm interested in the group chat in the Conway Twitty machine. You can add me on Twitty. Somebody add Chris to the group. I don't know how this shit works. I didn't run this thing. Leo said, I don't have Twitter, but there's a Leo Monfort on there, and they have never posted anything. very creepy. It's another part of you, and you don't realize it. Mark said, how about a .edu? You're an educated guy. I'm going to get a .gov. I'm going to be very happy with it. I think if you're not an EDU, like you have to apply, you have to be certified, unfortunately, but I would love that. rjcity.edu. Spot Center said, oh, there's also rj.city. That's the whole website. So instead of .com, it's .city, but it's very expensive. Spot Center said, can shadows be shadow banned? Never go full translucent. I love when people are like, well, I lost 5 followers, must be a shadow ban. Yeah, it must be specifically targeted against you being slightly less popular. Chris said, RJ, I'm going to order Hollywood Babylon when I get paid on my next check. That is adorable. Enjoy it. There's a lot more versions, too. We're maybe 3/4 of the way through on our exclusive videos on Tuesdays. Because I've thrown a bunch of other stuff, too, but we're getting there. Look at this. Look at this group. Nell said, didn't we talk about RJ trademarking his name not long ago? And we all speculated he was up to something. I mean, I was up to something in the sense that I was trademarking my name. That's a thing. The other RJ, see, and the reason I trademark my name is so the other RJ can't take mine. I'd like to join the group if possible, please, and thank you. Someone please let RJ into the RJ group. Not his one, the other one, my one. Daniel said, can shadows see their own shadows? Are they just a shadow? The shadow of your smile. Spot Center said, were you ever mad about Paul Reiser? I was nutty about Helen Hunt. I'll tell you that. And Anne Ramsey. Not the Anne Ramsey from the Goonies and Throw Mama from the Train, although I was about her too. The one who played Helen Hunt's sister on the show. I thought she was great. That show to me, I would watch it as a kid. It would come on before school. So I'd take in about an episode a day. And that to me was what I thought a relationship was. Like that is what you aspire to. Trivial arguments every day. Then you make up right before you go to bed. Missy said, yes, that chat was hot that day he applied for the trademark. Leo said, Nick Mondo's movie, The Trade. In Nick Mondo's movie, The Trade, he tricks his old sick persona into diving off a cliff. Will you make a movie where you trick Gildar into jumping off a cliff? We show, if you watch the web series Smash-A-Lot, where we tear down the castle, he leaves in a helicopter. And the epilogue of it, it says whatever happened to Gildar. And his helicopter was lost somewhere over the Catskills Mountains. And his estate is now managed by David Arquette. You can look it up. It's the last episode of Smash-A-Lot. It actually exists. So in many ways, that already happened. Michelle said, I call my bathroom the Golden Girls bathroom because there's a gold-framed, dusty rose frosted window shower stall and foam marble jade green tiles with gold trim. Simply atrocious, but atrocious in a way I want to see and make full use of that bathroom in every way I can. Is this the old house or the new house? Can I just buy the bathroom? Neil said, okay, I'm the same name on Twitter. So is Val and Ty. And Sean, I think. So tweet one of us to get added as I can't keep up. Well, this took off. So this is local businesses supporting local businesses. Jerry Legend said, I feel like I should be in a group chat like this. In times like this, it's important to surround yourself with people who aren't shitheads. Well, we're all shitheads. The important thing is that you know it and that you acknowledge it. Sean said, I'm not keeping track of all the people who want in the group. DM, but hit me up or Nails, who will remind me if you ask her nicely. So go DM those people and now bother them. This has gone off the rails. Chris is dropping his Twitter. Mr. C, 1995. Cool year. Pangeous Grandma said, I'm Mimes at work on Twitter. I didn't even know that. And not in the group chat. Oh, Jesus. Get it together, everybody. Pangeous Grandma said, RJ, do you bullet journal? No. But usually during the week, or maybe I'll start on like a Monday, I'll make just a little list of like 6 things I need to get done. When? I don't know. But that usually helps. Or I'll just think about them in my head. Daniel said, I do morally questionable things to Helen Hunt in private. I'm going to hell anyway. Well, pack your bags. Daniel said, reminds me of a guy who lost his boat off the course of Oregon. He only had one eye. Positivity used the poop emoji and then the hook emoji. Nail said, RJ, look at all those people who love you and want to talk to you behind your back. It fills me with absolute dread. Nail said, Pansies, I follow you but can't add you. Oh boy, what a mess. I feel like I'm organizing a field trip. Daniel said, but in all seriousness, though, if they disqualify your logically and well thought out opinion because you're mature and like to get down, they're idiots. What? Dear Lord. Spot Center has a request, the full theme as it are. Whatever happened to predictability, the newsman, the paper boy, and evening TV. Let me look up the lyrics. Whatever happened to predictability, the newsman, the paper boy, and evening TV. Duh. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart I onto. Everywhere you look, somebody who needs you. You're lost out there. You're on your own. Somebody's waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look. Da 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 da. That was the Full House theme by David Arquette. It's so hard to sing that without the voice. Do you know what I'm saying? It made me forget the lyrics because I wasn't using the voice, and then I couldn't hear the song in my head. Oh, well, Chris is appropriately using the David emoji, the B emoji, and then do the moves. Nails wants to know more about the one-eyed boat guy. Val said, my dad tried to talk to me again a bit ago. I reminded him I still have 50. You got like 8 minutes left. Tell him to write his question down and practice it. Ty said, DM me at Ty_5, and I'll add people to I wasn't watching the chat. And this is who's going to be in charge of the group. Chris is laughing their fucking ass off. Daniel said, Goonies versus Highlanders. Goonies never say die, and Immortals, well, what about Gargoyles? I want to see Goonies versus Gargoyles. Positively, he said they're all Travolta. Erica says, it's been so long since I saw you. I'm going to wear your shirt to work today in memory of me, although I'm still here. SM said, I wish David was here to see this. Nail says he's corpsing. Well, I'm not corpsing. At no point did I say I'm not going to laugh. So Kari said, James Earl Jones turned 90 today. And I also believe, and I could be totally wrong, Michelle Obama and Muhammad Ali? Is that right? What a weird day. Daniel said, I've only seen 2 Arquette movies this week. This week? 1 by choice, 1 by happenstance, 2 if by sea. That's a lot, and you should take a break. We should take a little moratorium. Brandon said, have you seen The Jar from the Alfred Hitchcock Hour? Bruce Pritchard was hyping it, and I thought it was terrific. Well, if he's hyping it, when I need my Hitchcock recommendations, I go straight to Bruce. I do love the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. I will look it up. I loved Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and my favorite episode is The Case of Mr. Pelham, Pelham. That was one of my favorites. Chris said David is probably doing David stuff right now, which could mean anything. Nell said we need a Lion King robe then. Oh, for James Earl Jones. Ty said 2 underscores because someone else had 1 underscore. Yeah, and why switch it to a dash or a period? Leo said, have you met the Sandman? I can't imagine he smells nice. I've only met him pre-show. And then while he's drinking beer, we're usually in the ring. And then after that, I haven't seen him. Spazio said, I see 2 thumbs down now. It's probably from Betty White's assistant. Pedro Scammer said, Michelle Obama is 90. Neil said, do you share a birthday with anyone famous? Nelson Mandela, I think John Glenn, and Al Snow. So, real smorgasbord. So Kari said yes to both Michelle Obama and Muhammad Ali. So weird It's not. It's not. It's one day. There's a lot of famous people born on multiple days. It sounds so weird, but it's not. Neil said, I added the else so you felt more famous. Thanks. Well, maybe compare that like else. No. Chris said, Goliath is my fucking guy. Also, the bad guy from Gargoyles was badass. Someone, I think, what is his name? Jordan Peele was trying to make a Gargoyles movie. It would be in that like gritty Batman style. You'd be like, because that's what that cartoon was at the time. Yeah, you're right. Too much David can be bad. I'll detox with Patricia. I'm sorry, David. I can't help that your sister is hot. Also, you could detox with some Louis Arquette and watch an episode of The Waltons. Brandon said, I used to live in Pelham. Well, now that episode is calling your name. Michelle said, the Golden Girls bathroom is in the new house. A new signed picture of you will look lovely hanging in that room. I'll DM you pics of it. Thank you. I'm very excited. Spot Center said, ever hop before your final spin? Are you afraid you will drill into the earth? I don't want to slip. I've got socks on and I might slip. Sean said, I share a birthday and home city with Sasha Banks. That is nice. Chris said, I share my birthday with Pancho Villa and Mark Wahlberg. The best of them. Remember that sitcom? Spot Center said, what's in the fridge? Cribs. Oh, no, we're not doing cribs. Egg whites. And that's pretty much it. Egg whites, cucumbers, kale. Straight Talk Wrestling this morning, RJ. Good day to you. Daniel said, Neil Armstrong and I have the same birthday. I was over the moon about it. But I met Buzz Aldrin's ex-wife. Talk about swinging. Val said, if you're in a room with 23 other people, there's a 75% chance 2 people will have the same birthday. 75 people, there's a 99% chance. So it's really not that weird at all. Thanks for really demystifying that in a statistical manner, Val. Leo said, I want them to remake Howard the Duck. I think they should, like, it would be a funny series, like a Disney Plus tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. Chris said, Peele was trying to do it, said it in 1994 like the cartoon, and I'm in. I saw a fan-made trailer, and I was just like, this will be great. Go look it up on YouTube. There's like a Gargoyles movie fan trailer. It's like, obviously like a guy made it himself. It's not the highest quality, but it's also amazing. Jordan said, Panter's grandma said, if Jordan Peele makes a Gargoyles movie, I'm there several times. Although, still not crazy about his Twilight Zone. Positively E said, let's hope the Gargoyles adaptation doesn't look like Cats. Yeah, I don't want these gargoyles to have assholes. RJ H. Dale said, Gargoyles movie, RJ would need to voice a gargoyle. What are we doing? Made of stone? Like that? Fun fact, said Daniel, I drove by the Waltons Mountain last week. Do take a picture next time you do. Patrick said, I share a birthday with Michael Anthony. Not to be confused with Michael Anthony Hall, the bassist, or the bassist from Van Halen. Po Girl Shines missed the entire chat. What the hell? Ty said, Chris, your birthday is June 5th. Mine too. Look at this. Val, the statistics worked. Michelle said, if we're sharing, I share my birthday with Penny Marshall, who I just talked about again, and how bizarrely athletic she was, but people don't really know about it. Ty said, Chris and I share the same birthday, proving that fact. Correct. Daniel said, and now Michelle's got the Laverne and Shirley theme stuck in my head. I mean, to be honest with you, it's a real schlemazel. Leo said, I once saw a fake Love Actually 2 poster, and it was the very worst thing I've seen. I also love watching fan-made trailers for Jurassic Park movies. And, like, I was just yesterday, 2 days ago, I watched, like, 5 fan-made trailers for Godzilla versus King Kong, because they announced when it's coming out, but there's no trailer. I was like, how the fuck is there no trailer? Panda's grandma said, oh my God. Now all I'm thinking about is gargoyles with assholes rubbing it in your face. Good old-fashioned stone assholes. Chris said, I forgot about cats. Now I can't stop thinking about the hands. I share a birthday with Diana Ross and Nancy Pelosi, said RJ. Okay, you got me beat. Spot Center said, Laverne and Shirley wrestling episodes, fantastic. Thank you. SM for this gum, which I didn't even get to. I'll get to next week with the other coffee, and this wonderful robe, and this wonderful underwear. And happy birthday to... oh my God. Oh, she's all lobster. She looks like a Picasso. I hope everyone is appropriately frightened, and then we can all cancel Betty White. Let's get a good shot of B, though, as I slowly spin. That's better. For her sake. Godspeed.